and people just fucking getting shot by bandits and shit.
Everyone's always dying, eh?
Dude, it's kind of crazy. But I mean, I get it, man. Old days, fuck, you gotta fight for your life.
Yeah, old days, dude. Like fucking 30 was
God,
record.
I wish. Shit, I wish.
I wish for the Wild Wild West. That was my thing, dude.
That's the
Banger.
same shit, you know? Yeah, same shit. Fucking life expectancy not very high.
Yeah.
Now
I'll
it's ridiculous.
smoke a fool.
Oh, dude, I'd get so good at just sitting there shooting all day, you know?
Well,
Make
even
sure
in
it's
today's age,
absolute
dude. If
whack.
you ain't got a gun on you, dude, if you ain't got a gun on you, I'm putting you to sleep or killing you, dude. If it was legal to choke people out to death, dude, I'd have a couple.
Well, see, I have a little Glock, but I don't know. I'd never go shoot it anymore. I used to when I was younger.
Yeah, I got friends that shoot. Most of my coworkers carry and shit. But I don't really have a
Yeah.
point for a gun because
Well,
if I get an
well, yeah.
altercation pretty much right next to me, you know, like I think the '90s, I'm not living in drive-by cities or any.
Yeah, drive-bys. So I was, it's funny you saying that. Today I was literally driving to get a pizza, and I'm like, you know, it's like you never see anybody like robbing gas stations anymore,
Oh, around here, around where I live, you
robbing
do.
banks or anything or any
Yeah, you do
deals.
around
I was
here.
like,
You do
man,
around here, dude. I still live in the
there's
ghetto,
a
but
lot of
drive-bys
shootings
aren't
here.
aren't very often. We get drive-bys in
No
like North
drive-bys.
Tacoma and shit, you know.
See, no drive-bys, just absolute shootings. Like
Yeah,
you'll hear gunfire all the time, and I hear fucking sirens every single day, especially
yeah.
late at night. Because I like being up late at night, man. I hear nothing but fucking cop sirens and like
I live
fucking
in the middle of nowhere, so I don't have to deal with cop sirens and shit. But where I work and my friend lives, where my daughter lives, drive-bys and all sorts of shit. But I live in the middle of nowhere. In the town I live in, the only light we have flashes yellow.
shit.
That one of those. We got two gas stations, school. Like such a small school at the high school and the middle school are small
Man.
town.
Yeah, I mean, I used to live in a small town, and then I moved up here to like the bigger city, and I used to go up to Denver all the time, but I lived up there for like a year and a half, dude. I got
Yeah.
broken into 3 times. People are stealing
Damn.
shit left and right up there. It's fucking crazy.
What type of Glock you got?
19.
Oh hell yeah, nice. I like those 23s or 22s, whatever it is. You can fucking mod them
Fuck yeah.
fully auto.
I just do the belt buckle trick.
Yeah, yeah. My guy.
Fuck, I've been shot for a couple of years now, though. Not crazy. I used to go shooting all of the time. Go take a bunch of tannerite out and just blow shit up.
I feel you. I started shooting when I was 10.
Like non-existent for me now, though.
Yeah. I don't shoot very often. Maybe a
I
couple
shoot
times a year.
whatever now. I fuck. Been a couple of years since I've shot.
I
Oh,
usually
actually, I
do
take
it.
that
I
back. I think I went shooting like a year and a half ago.
used to do it fucking once a month.
Oh yeah, I used to go all the time. When I was younger, man, it was fucking fun. Just start a big old bonfire, throw a party, and just start shooting shit.
Oh yeah, not for me. I like to drive up. I drive up to like up in the mountain, either here or Oregon. There's a couple spots I know down there, and up here there's like you go to Capitol or you uh, up in Buckley, but a couple spots I know. I don't really go to ranges. You can start a
I go
ranger
to
out there,
rain.
but there's like 20
Yeah.
people out there shooting into a fucking
Yeah,
blast
see,
hill.
not out here. Fuck, man, you go to the range and there's lucky to be maybe one other person. There's like 5 ranges that are pretty close, but they're kind of a drive, out of the way. So it's like
Yeah.
I
Right,
usually hit the
dude, around
spot.
where we live, people be capping, dude. They blast on us. Alright, dude.
How are we used to have this like res spot we'd go to. It's kind of like out in the open. You know, you could go shoot anywhere you wanted up there. They didn't give a fuck. I mean, you had people shooting like they'd all take a spot, and everybody's
Yeah.
just fucking shooting and shit.
Yeah, that's how
I
it
don't
is
know
out
if
here.
they're doing that shit up there now.
Shooting in hills, so
Right
you get
now,
like
not
fucking
anymore.
10
Yeah.
people, 12 people just fucking smack. But it's up in the mountains, and there's like legal
Yeah.
area. There are legal areas up here where you can
See,
fucking shoot.
you could shoot wherever you wanted as long as there's like a hill behind.
Yeah, in Washington State, if you're out of city limits and you're more than 100 feet off of a public road or county road, you can fire a firearm. And we also have the mutual combat law in Washington.
And what does that entail?
So, like, you can, if somebody agrees upon a fight and you film it, or you get a witness, beat the fuck out of that person. Not shoot, hand-to-hand combat.
I'm just kidding. Just fucking shoot him.
Yeah, you're right. He agreed. There's this fucking, UFC fighter that came up here in Seattle and was enticing people to hand-to-hand combat, and then they agree, and he would just fucking pop them up, dude. Just fucking wreck them. Only in Washington, though. There's probably a couple other states. I know for sure there's one of the states. Banger.
Definitely not here. I feel me.
Yeah, people
That'd
be
be
doing
sweet, man. That'd be nice.
it.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're
it'd
gonna.
be nice, but
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be interesting.
I'd enjoy it. I mean, I love fighting. At least when I was younger, man. I never lost a fight.
Yeah,
Older now, you know, fucking,
when I was young, I used to lose fights all the time. I haven't fucking lost a fight in the last 10 years, though. And I fight
haven't
pretty
lost a fight
frequently.
ever, man.
Yeah, when I was young, I used to lose them like 10 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old. I used to get bullied a lot.
I was a
All the way up
fucking,
until like 13, 12, 13.
yeah, shit, man. I was one of the very popular kids all throughout like
Yeah.
elementary, middle school, and high school.
I wasn't popular till
I was like the
8th
funny
grade.
guy, you know. I was like the funny
Like class
guy.
clown.
Well, I wouldn't say class clown. Like I was into sports and shit, and like when I was younger, man, I was slaying, you know, like fucking middle school, elementary, man. I don't know what it was. I was slaying it up. But going into like high school and shit, I kind of became the funny guy slash did a bunch of drugs. Like I was like one of the first people to start smoking weed.
Yeah, I mean, I was selling weed since fucking like 10 years old, 3rd grade, 4th grade.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I feel it. I used to have friends that were older than me, like before I was popular, especially. Friends that were older than me, like high school friends when I'm a 6th grader, just because I'm slang. You know. But weed used to be super illegal, you know.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. I mean, when I started smoking weed, my mom actually smoked with me. She said, "I know you're gonna be smoking weed because one of my buddies, I just got busted for selling. I don't know, we were like in 5th grade,
Yeah.
and then, like I don't know, maybe like 7 people got expelled, but I was a part of it, but I didn't get expelled because I wasn't like caught. Got caught.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really, I hadn't smoked yet, right? But I was, you know, hanging out with the people that were smoking, and then my mom's, she heard about everything, and she's like, I'm just gonna get this out of the way. She had a joint, and she said, we can smoke it together. And I mean, like, I was super young, dude. And we went on the porch, and we smoked this joint, and then I played Call of Duty, like, all night and didn't go to school the next day.
I feel it. The first time I smoked weed was with my cousin Marissa and my sister, and I was in the 2nd grade, and they were in high school. And brought all their friends. They took me out because they were babysitting me. We went out, and they were like at this. It's now a graveyard, but it used to just be like a little forest thing at the end of Elm Street in Auburn. And they were all smoking weed. They got me to hit it. That was the first time I smoked weed. I was like 7 or 8.
Jesus. Fuck.
Yeah, but I smoked weed ever since. I started slinging it in like fourth grade.
Yep. I never started slinging it until high school.
Yeah, fourth grade. I was slinging it. And it was like mostly just high schoolers and shit. But some of the middle schoolers too. Yeah, especially when they're like, "Oh, my brother just bought that." I was like, "Yeah, it's just $20. You fucking, you know." I was like, "But if I sell it to you, you gotta." Yeah, I was like, "You gotta smoke me a bowl, or you gotta fucking give me a bowl." And they said, "What if I don't do that?" I was like, "I'll take it. I'll take it on the sack. I'll take it on the sack before I give it to you. Now that you're acting like that." And then, dude.
Oof.
Even as an adult, like when I was before it was legal and shit, I was around like 1.4, 1.7, and if you didn't smoke a bowl with me, I wouldn't match you the other fucking 0.3, 0.4 I took from you.
I don't know. I had so much weed, I didn't give a fuck. I'd throw in like another half a
Dude,
gram or
I
a
was
vape
like
just because.
10, 11 years old sitting on quarter pounds. Right, it's not about how much weed I have. It's about sale. It's about the friendship, the connection. You know? Like that too.
That's
Like
what
you
I'm saying.
smoke a
The
couple,
friendship and connection. Yeah, I mean,
smoke a couple
you.
bowls with me, dude,
It
and
depends on
then
the
you're
person.
getting two O's. Oh, and weed. Like, but if you ain't
You
that chill
know,
person, like the first couple meets with you, if you ain't fucking smoking down and chilling or whatever, you ain't gonna make no time. Then
I mean,
is
I
where
hear
it
you,
is.
but I see when I'd have a bunch of people over to my house. Like, I had this spot in the garage, right, where I just like throw parties and have people come chill over or whatever. And I lived up in this loft part of the house, so I'd always have my buddies over, and I had a porch up there to where I could like go smoke and shit. So everybody that would come over and buy, I'd be like up in the loft or in the garage or whatever. Normally, people would smoke, you know, they'd fucking bust out a bowl or I'd bust out a bowl, and it's not like it just depended on the person, you know. Like if I knew
Oh,
you, I was gonna be chill and I'll hook you up. But if I don't know you, and like I like obviously don't want to be your friend, fuck, I ain't smoking a bowl with you. Fuck no.
yeah, my thing is like like I didn't have no nice place. I live in a motorhome. I was a gypsy kid. I didn't have nothing. My these kids I'm selling weed. They got things.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are gonna pay it, for sure. Because I'm the only person that sells weed.
I was very, very fortunate enough when I was younger. My mom was dead broke, single mom. We all had different dads, like she was always just a fucking mess, drug addict, yada yada. But my grandparents, that's the thing. My grandparents are fucking rich. So they had a house right next to that house and they let us move in because we were going to be homeless. And don't get me wrong, man, like it was a fucking nice house, Like it was a big log cabin house. The governor of Colorado actually lives in it now.
Damn. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice ass
Lauren
house.
Bober. Yeah, so it was a nice fucking house, don't get me wrong. And I might have taken it for granted, when I was younger
Yeah.
because I didn't really, you know, maybe understand at that point what was actually happening.
Yeah.
But I don't know, my grandparents, man, they pulled us out of that poverty deal. I mean, don't get me wrong, my mom right now, she lives in this fucking shitty house with fucking 5 kids, you know?
My aunt did the same thing your grandparents did, and my aunt and uncle to my dad, his brother. But even then, like when it's over, when it's all said and done, they get in a fight. My dad has to leave. For them, right back into that, right back into
Well,
fucking.
my mom got kicked out of the house because she had this dude over that was like, I don't know, maybe 3 years older than me when I was like
Oh yeah,
15.
yeah, yeah. I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, you guys
Yeah,
are
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
always butting heads.
Oh, dude, always fucking throwing hands, man. I would beat the piss out of that dude so much. Like, it was fucking crazy. So, it was about like, I think I was about 16, 17 at this point, and like, my grandparents were fucking worried I was gonna go to jail. Because I can't tell you, man, like, I beat the fuck out of that dude. Like, where I thought he was gonna die. Like, just blood fucking everywhere, you know? So,
Yeah,
my grandparents at that point, they're like, we're kicking your mom out of the house, She doesn't want to get rid of this dude. And she still had my sisters Bella and Mia, and they were getting older at that time. And then she had Villa and Vito with that dude. And yeah, they kicked my mom out. Last time I saw that motherfucker, um, when she was moving out, I like pulled that dude out of the fucking UPS truck and beat the shit out of him in front of his whole family. And then
Oh
I
yeah.
fucking, then that was it. And then I was living at my grandparents with my brother Dalen till I was 18. And then I moved out into my own house, man. And that house was fucking crazy. Cops were there almost every fucking week.
Yeah.
My house in
I feel it.
Glenwood, man, that place was fucking a coke den. Fucking
Oh yeah,
DMT,
bunch of young
acid,
kids
blow.
fucking tripping and shit all
Well,
the
that's
time.
the thing. I moved in with these dudes. So Steve, he was 36, and I was only
Oh, he's
20.
not even
Right?
young.
I was 20, and then you had my other buddy Chris, and then you had Sam, and fuck, I forgot his name. It was her boyfriend, but yeah, Sam and her boyfriend, man, they would always do fucking DMT. Like that house smelled like dead people, and I'm like living down in this unfinished basement. And Chris Gundelfinger, dude, he was 45 years old. So I moved into this house, and it's just this fucking drug house, you know? Like we're talking like fucking just old school. So Steve, he was still pretty cool, dude, you know, like 35. But man, I can't tell you the copious amounts of cocaine that we did. We all worked at the grind, so I moved up to Glenwood out of the house in Rifle
Yeah.
because my buddy Doug got me a job at the grind up there as a sous chef, and me and him worked there together with Steve. And then I was started dating this chick named Janice that worked there as well. So like everybody all worked at the same spot. And then I had
Yeah.
another buddy that was one of my childhood best friends, Jake Spencer. Man, he worked there at the same exact time, bro. Oh fuck. So we had these hot fucking waitress bitches, you know, that would always fucking come back to the house after we get off. And I'm telling you, man, like I was absolutely smashed every single time I'd get off that fucking shift or coke the fuck out. I mean, like just fucking sitting there slinging food, going back to the walk-in, ripping fucking lines, and nonstop drinking. You
Yeah.
know, like just fucking. And then, so there was this one time I went up to a rave, right? And I was absolutely gacked, dude. I was still, you know, doing fucking lines on the car back to my shift. And I like finally pull into the parking lot of the grind and yada yada. And I'm like panicking, bro. Like hardcore panicking. I'm all fucked up. I'm blowing Molly, and I'm like messaging my boss, like, "Hey man, I'm too fucked up to come in. Like I
Yeah.
can't come in, buddy. I'm sitting in the parking lot. Like I told him I was like, man, I just can't do it. So I finally called somebody in, take my shift, and like that was a, you know, I got in trouble for that shit. So the owner was like, he told me I was not allowed to drink for the next month. So it was like in writing and everything. So me and Shane, he was another sous chef, and he was like best friends with like the main chef,
Yeah.
Ben. And Shane right now he's serving, I don't know, 5 years in prison. Well, he might almost be out of prison now because we would get fucking actually coked the fuck out and just go, you know, bar hopping and shit. And he had
Yeah.
guns in his car and shit. So when he'd get pulled over for a DUI, you know, he had a gun in his car too. So it like enhances it.
Busted. Yeah. Hey, I gotta pee, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
go smoke and take. Oh, hey, man.
All right, but Jordan, Jordan. I just thought I see if you're there, bud. Fuck, you said an hour. Oh,
I think I figured out the fucking navigation mode. I haven't crashed yet. Cheers. See there, Taco. What up, Taco?
Throwing up some gigas.
What? Crying up some what?
My mic is on muted. I literally like spawned in. I'm like, oh, look at all these niggas.
Oh no.
Supposed to go raiding today, but
About what?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Jordan's coming back or not, or what's going on.
Nap his ass. Call his ass over.
Oh, I put something in Discord already.
Okay.
I use this side.
You lose what?
I guess Jordan just put something in chat. But that nigga's home. Just never wants to talk in Discord anymore, I guess. Shit.
Sierra Whiskey Tango. 2-1 contact Oakland Center on 125. 7-5. Good day.
125. 7-5 for Bree 512 Sierra Whiskey Tango 2-1. Oakland Center Bree 512 Sierra Whiskey Tango 2-1 12,000 feet.
Bree 512 Sierra Whiskey Tango 2-1 Oakland Center altimeter tree 0. 0 tree radar contact, continue to gyrate.
He's not gonna join the channel. He's gonna be a little bitch.
I don't know, man. He's just like never wants to be in the Discord ever. No. I mean, he's in here, but he just never talks anyway. He's probably just listening right now, jerking off or something.
Ranking one for the boys.
I do not give you my consent.
I give you consent. But you gotta look at my photos. I got some lingerie I'll put. His girlfriend's probably monitoring our conversations.
They're all fucking breeding and raising right now. I'm thinking hard underwater.
Oh shit. Busting it out, huh?
Oh yeah, I used all my element.
Dumped your element, dude.
No, I cloned a Reaper for laking them, and yeah, used my fucking the last element I had on my dude.
I see.
Oh, because I'm nice, and I was kind of drunk.
Hell yeah. That's a good combo.
So I was a little toasted, and I was like going through Denton's fridges. Right? I'm like looking for it because when we got meshed in fucking Hunter, you know, we moved the cloner shit. And I'm like looking in his fridges because I didn't know where he fucking put him. And he comes up and punches me. Probably thought I was stealing his shit or something. I don't know. Literally fucking put in chat. I'm like, I'm just looking for that Reaper clone, bruh. What do I need? Need to grab something.
I figured out this. I got a new plane navigation. Yeah, what up, Willie? Going on? Yeah, I'm still getting this mic done though. Order sometime. But be I get my pilot's license. Unless I buy a plane.
Oh, shit. Why does that
Depends on
matter?
what you're traveling shit. If you're traveling shit. All right. When I get a really nice plane taco, you wanna go flying around with me?
Yeah, dude. Who gives a
No.
shit?
If we're dropping cargo off, dude, we drive like
Who gives a-
sometimes you fly for like 16 hours, dude, and you like end up in like Bangkok or something, and for a night.
Sounds
And I
good to
get
me,
done
man.
flying, yeah, and there's the biggest thing is like if I get my pilot's license and I do fly cargo and shit like that or people, and I just want to get somebody as a co-pilot like you, all you gotta do is take ground classes. Which at that point, if you're flying with me, I'd pay for your ground classes, right? And then you can clock these hours as flight hours, and then you could have your license in no time. You know, then you
Yeah,
just
that'd be
take the
kind of
fly
sick. Yeah.
exam. You just take the fly exam, and then bam, and then and I'll let you fly it, and if you get out of control or whatever, I'll just fix it. I'll just fly it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be like, all right,
Yeah,
this is what
bro.
you're wrong, and just like a flight lesson, but 90% of the time, and that too, if you can fly, you can just fly back. I will fly there and you can fly back. And then if something goes on, I'll be asleep right next to you, up or arms wake, so be it, you know?
For the most part, I'm not gonna say I like know how to fly, but for the most part, I know the dealio. My grandpa, he used to fly a lot, so
Yeah, I remember you telling me that, I would just think it'd be cool, if I do, because like right now, like the helicopter's license is more than twice as expensive as a commercial pilot's license for a plane.
helicopter license would be sick, though, dude.
But that's what I want to get, right? But if I can get the commercial plane and then do that, and then pay, within a half a year, pay for that fucking opera license. The thing about helicopters, you're flying it nonstop. There's no autopilot.
Yeah,
Oh, flying it nonstop. On a plane, it'd be chill, especially if you're just flying cargo. Just two people flying cargo. You
yeah,
fly from like the United States to like Nicaragua. Especially if you have like a Beechcraft, like a dual prop uh, plane, but it's got jet thrusters, so you can like that's what I'm flying right now. But it's a Cessna, but it's only single. Oh, it might be a double, but Beechcraft's way to go. This is not bad for cargo. Just buy a cheap plane,
little Cessna.
make a company, and then just fly it.
Mm.
Fuck.
Go to Colombia, make a company.
Yeah, 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 and then come back to the states, right? With whatever you made with your actual company, right? You buy like a dishwasher place or a clothes washing place, a dry cleaner or a car wash or
Launder
something where
some
you can have.
money
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and
yeah.
I'd get a car wash or a laundromat
No,
for
no,
sure.
no, no. I would do like a bowling alley, a bar, like a club. A nightclub's really good.
Yeah,
Uh,
nightclubs do rake in a lot of money, but that's the thing, bro.
well,
Nightclubs
I don't.
cost a
I,
lot to get started too,
I don't
and then
have to.
legalize
Yeah, yeah,
them.
but I have that. I have that right. Like I could just get a loan. Right. Like I would have that right. Like if I was flying, I would have that. I wouldn't have to worry about that. I would get it. And then fight it for what, like 6 months, 9 months. And that'd be that. But that's the biggest thing is like having people, knowing people to come run your nightclubs. But if you're flying back and forth all the time, dude, you're gonna spend a lot of
You're gonna,
times
yeah, you're
at a
gonna be there.
bar and get to know people and stuff. Dude, I'd pay, especially
That's the
like a
thing,
really good
bro. But
bartender,
yeah, the
a
good,
really
nice thing
good,
about
a
the
really good
nightclubs is
location, a really good location, a really good bartender, a really good club, dude. Just like that. Like right now, Austin, Texas, popping, dude. Popping,
yeah,
dude. If I had the money right now, dude, I would just buy a place right there just off the strip and make a club. Strip club or nightclub.
yeah.
But they got plenty of strip clubs there. They got plenty of strip clubs there. I would just make a
There's one
gangster
strip club
ass nightclub.
here.
Gangster
One
ass
strip club
nightclub,
here.
like 2 or 3 bars in it, have it just fucking 2 stages and 1 main entry bar, and then charge to get into the club, like into the 2 separate room clubs and make them large and make the first entry bar quite small but serve food out there, and then only booze in those fucking places.
Yeah,
You
there's
can
some
get,
nightclubs up here, but like you can like I went to Papa Maria's or some shit, and like it's a
dude,
pretty like country bar, like country club, type deal.
where I'm
And like
at,
that's like the hottest thing right now.
dude, like, so if you're gonna party, right, you go to Oregon, you go to Portland, right, and the only places gonna top Portland right now is Vegas, like here on the West Coast. Even Cali is fun right now.
I don't know.
You,
Denver gets
you're,
pretty wild, bro.
dude, Portland, they shut off fucking 12 square city blocks Friday through Saturday from 9 till 2 a.m. Like, that's how wild it gets out there, dude. Like, every weekend, there's literally, they blockade the fucking streets. And if you parked in there before at 8:30, they start towing cars out, depending on how many cars there are. So it's like, it's a scene out there. Like, they literally have probably like a 1/16 or 1/32 of the entire downtown shut off just so people can party, and they do it religiously every weekend from fucking they shut that shit down at 9, start towing shit like 8:30, and it's all the way till 2
That's
a.m.
what Denver is too.
Yeah, I love that shit, bro. If Denver's like that, bro, I'm gonna come party, bro. Like,
Oh,
they
dude,
got
I'm
this club.
telling you, Denver's crazy.
They
Every
got
time I
this
go up
club
there, it's
called
fucking crazy.
Dirty, and it's like the center of the Acropolis, dude. Like, they have an A crop, and they have like fucking like a bunch of barcades, all sorts of shit on this on these like fucking. It's like 12 blocks of bars, and they just wild, dude. They have people
Yeah.
like they're and when you leave, when they open, they said, "Bro, it hell that loot cops, dude. There's not enough cops. There's not enough cops, dude. People are like, they'll like hold down fucking streets, like the center, the intersection of streets, just doing donuts and shit." And there's not enough cops, dude. There's just people doing shit everywhere. It's so wild.
Yeah, that's Denver in a nutshell too.
Yeah,
Grand
I
Junction
would
where I
love.
live
I
is
love that.
not like that.
Where's
It's
that? Where's it? It's like Colorado, Denver, Colorado.
yeah, Denver's capital, Colorado. Yeah.
How? And you live where?
I live in Grand Junction, which is
Okay.
about 5 hours away from Denver now.
Okay.
So I'm like decently far, but I'm telling you, when I was younger, man, I was up in Denver every single weekend, going to like Rays, going to Red Rocks, going like the First Bank, Cervantes, and like I was there all of the time. And dude, that shit was fucking insane up there. Up here,
Yeah.
it's like meth city. I don't know what it is. Like, got a
How
lot of
far are you
fucking
from the
drinkers,
slopes?
a lot of homeless people. Oh, fucking pretty close. About 45-minute drive. And then
Yeah.
then you got another one like an hour and a half away, and then all the good ones are like 3 hours away.
Do you have rock climb?
Well, I went I used to rock climb a little bit. My buddy Steve from that house in Glenwood I was telling you about earlier, he really
Yeah.
liked to rock climb. and
Do you know how to
get into
belay?
it a little bit. I have no clue. Like I said, I like it. I was just in the process of like getting into it, and then like the
If I
morale
fly
started
out,
to suspended.
if I fly out this summer, I'll bring my daughter, but we'll have to do something fun, you know, because she's 12, so not like hitting pubs or anything like
There's a
that.
lot
But,
of yeah, no, of course. There's a lot of cool shit up here for
but even if I don't bring her, even if I don't
so
bring her, I
over.
still want to do, I still want to do something fun like rock
If
climb or
you
paintball
don't
or
bring her,
snowboard. But
we're going up to Denver.
well, it's only
Going to
like
Red Rock.
it's only like $200 for 280 for a round trip flight right now to get there and back to
We're
Junction City.
going to Red Rocks. We're going to Denver, and then we're gonna fucking hit the slopes. But
But
I
the
don't know
slopes,
about
are
this
they
time of year
good
now.
still? Yeah, I
They
was like,
close.
they're gone, right? Like our shit's open till Cinco de Mayo, which is like
Well,
the
I
very
wouldn't say they're
beginning of
gone.
next month. Yeah.
You know, you have higher elevation, which it's just icy now. Like we can go to A Basin, which
Yeah, but
they're
that's not good
open
for
the
snowboarding.
longest.
I won't. I don't
It's
like
terrible.
snowboarding. No,
You know,
it's
it's
just got
icy
slick
and
around spring skiing.
I don't know if they have any indoor skiing up in Denver.
You go paintballing and shit like that.
Yeah, fuck yeah, and airsoft and shit, man. I used to love that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we could do paintball and shit like that since it's basically over with that time of year anyway.
Oh yeah,
skiing-wise.
for skiing wise, yeah, the snow is pretty much
Yeah.
everywhere.
I mean,
like
my buddy
the
Oz-
Snoqualmie's open till May, but like Oregon does year round. They do year round spring skiing. The caps are literally there the entire year. At Meadows,
Yeah. Go fucking
Meadows and Whistler.
go hit up some concerts, paintball, rock climbing, White River rafting.
Yeah, I'd only be able to come for like 2 or 3 days, probably.
Well, we'd have to do paintballing and like fucking Red Rocks,
Clubbing.
and then like go crawl downstairs. Yeah, go crawl downtown.
Yeah, clubbing and then like fucking just do fucking paintballing or
You'll
just
really
go
like
hiking.
Red Rocks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, there's so many different hiking trails up there. Yeah, dude, Red Rocks is really awesome. They'd probably
Oh,
do like
yeah.
a laser show or whatever. Because there's a lot of like raves that they do there, and they do like these big laser shows and stuff.
Oh, dude, you want me to bring some Molly, dude?
We'll get some when we're up there. I'll just hit my dude
Oh,
up.
okay.
We'll fucking
Yeah, I was like, if we can get some Molly,
get
dude.
some
If there's a
acid
show,
and
bro,
shit.
we should just go to the show, dude. At least
That's what I'm
one of the
saying. Go
nights,
to the
dude. Yeah.
show, take
Yeah.
some acid or Molly, go fucking kick it.
Do both, dude. Do both. Do both.
Oh yeah,
That's the
no,
best, dude.
Definitely.
It's like shrooms and coke,
don't
dude.
get me
Like,
wrong.
you have
I
to-
love candy flipping. I love candy
Yeah.
flipping, but I feel like I enjoy concerts more when I'm just fucking tripping balls.
Yeah.
Candy flip all the time.
I just like to even it out, you know. Like I will go in there just fried, right? But like after some point, you know, because like the concerts are long, bro.
That's where the
Yeah.
blow fucking picks me up. Cause
Oh,
I
it was
the
like-
Molly.
Yeah, the
Teeters.
Molly would make me a spank,
more so.
man, dude. Yeah, I would be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it just
better
teeters
be-
more.
But if it's a light show, what type of concert? I think it's like a rock
Uh,
concert.
that's, I
like
mean,
that,
it would probably be like EDM or
yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
rap.
dude. If it's EDM, Molly all the way. Molly all the way. Dude.
Molly all the way for EDM.
Yeah,
do
if
like
it's
doing acid
rap,
when I go to
then
rap
yeah,
shows.
just fucking. I don't mind hallucinations. I like them. I can drive on 2 or 3 drops of acid to the eye, dude. I'm good. I like.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
good
fine.
at driving on acid and shit. But it's been a couple of years since I've done that, so I don't know if
I did that just 2
I'm
years
full to
ago.
it now.
Dude, 3 years ago for me and Willie's birthday, because we share the same birthday 1 year apart. And I was like skating downtown the year before we did acid and shit for our birthday on my behalf. And I was like, "What do you want to do?" He's like, he got another bottom hill. He's like, "Let's get some meth, bro." And we literally bought like $25-30 of meth, dude. Fucking smoked it and then skated around until like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. It's like I'm always down for whatever.
You ever do those
A
hot
little
rails?
bit. Hot rail.
Hot rails? Yeah. So you get the end of the pipe kind of hot, It's just like a glass tube, right?
Oh, and then
Get the end of
drop
the,
it in there.
and then fucking no. You got it lined up. You heat it up with the torch, and then you just fucking one nostril, bro. Oh my god.
Oh no, I haven't
Holy
done
fuck,
that. I
bro.
have not
Man,
done
that
it.
shit is like a jump start.
I've only done it
Like
that one
you
time for
basically
those
like all
like
of a sudden you're
the
like out
two
of your
hours of
body.
smoking. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only done like a 4-day bender on meth, and it was my old roommate. He had bought like 5 ounces of blow, and we were just fucking nonstop doing that for months. And then he started to run out of that shit, and he's getting the taste of getting something cheaper, and still wanting to get fucked up. So
Yeah.
I was up working in Denver and shit and yada yada. And I came back one day. I literally worked 24 hours, man. I was so fucking tired. I had picked up Arby's, and this is like I was getting back into Junction around 11:30 at night, and I get Arby's. And I like pull to the house, and he's just getting fucking fucked up, right? So like I get
Yeah.
inside, and I'm like about to eat food, and I haven't eaten all day, anything. I've been up for like 24 hours, just like nonstop working and driving and shit. And I'm like ready to pass out and yada yada. He's like, he fucking somehow convinces me, he's like, fucking just do it with me this one time, yada yada. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it with you one time. And I was like, I'll do the bender for however long it is until it ends, and then
Yeah.
I'm done. Dude, 5 days. The last I thought I was gonna be done like, 3 days in. I had court the last day. Imagine being imagine being up for 5 days and then having to go in to talk to the judge and like talk to my lawyer and shit. I couldn't tell if I just
Damn.
absolutely like, you know, thank God nothing came of it. But yeah, man, I was up for like 5 days. I will say that's the first time I've ever seen like dead people.
Yeah, dude. After 3 or 4, you're like pushing,
Oh yeah,
dude.
dude. I like I walked outside one day out of a couple of days out of that whole ordeal. I had like this like black op like alien thing come out of like my TV stand out of the cupboard. It was like crawling out with like tentacles and shit. It was like some demon thing, dude. And like I started panicking. This was maybe like 2 days in. I'm like fucking sitting here by myself because he went to go like sell some shit or whatever. And I called him and I'm like, yo, I don't know what the fuck's happening. Like something's here in the house. Like I don't know what's fucking going on. And then he finally gets back, and then later that night, like we're outside smoking a cigarette on the front porch, and all of a sudden, dude, I just see dead people everywhere. Like there was like people perched on top of my work van. Like I'm talking like dead people, like just like people standing up, just like looking at you, and you can tell that they're like dead. So I thought I was being
Yeah,
haunted by ghosts.
that's
Sure felt like
wild.
it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I feel it. Mine wasn't that long. Like, it wasn't very good, but we were up for like, I'd probably say like 17 hours, but I'd already been up, the entire day before from work and shit and partied at night, so. But the Adderall is way worse.
Oh yeah, I used to do well. I wouldn't say way worse than that, man. I did Adderall like a lot.
But like, the ability to
Lot.
stay up was way higher on Adderall than the shit I got.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. I don't know. After 2 days, like I got a hole fucking grinded in my fucking tongue from Adderall. Like I'm just fucking zipping. I felt like I was
First
gonna have
time,
a heart attack. I was
first
so
time
mad.
I did it, I took like 3, bro, thinking it was gonna be
Yeah.
like nothing, dude.
Yeah.
And I was up for like
No,
almost
dude.
3 days. I was like, this is, dude, and when I drinking and
taking
shit,
those
it wouldn't
3.
affect me. Yeah, just those 3, dude. Almost up for,
Damn, dude.
almost up for 36 hours.
I was doing Adderall for a good like 2 year stint. I
Yeah,
was
I know
when I was
people that
doing
do
the
that
gas.
shit.
When I was doing the gas industry and doing that stuff, working there. I do Adderall like every fucking day. And there came a stint where I was like I didn't go to work for like 5 days, but I was like my own boss up here and nobody oversaw what I was doing. So nobody even
Yeah,
knew I didn't come to work. And when I did come to work, all the crews up here and like the GM up here was asking me like where I was. I'm like, yeah, man, we just had a job up in Denver I had to go to, and I was just high as fuck all week. And like my grand, like I swear, I like overdosed, and my whole family like
Damn.
thought I died. So my grandparents came over, and like I'm like almost like OD'd on the bed, and they like dragged me into the shower, turned on cold water, and like I couldn't even stand up, dude. I like tore down the whole fucking shower curtain and everything, bro. I was fucking. But yeah, that's when I like stopped doing Adderall. I had done it for I don't know, almost 2 years at that point, and at the end, man, I was like doing maybe 160 milligrams a day, and I was staying up like all night, drinking all like nonstop, and
Yeah.
it'd be like a 2 day thing until I like absolutely black out. The last time yeah, man, it's just Adderall's no good for me. And then I was getting like I was being kind of a shitty person at that point, and like I had never ripped anybody off like drug wise, ever.
Yeah.
And my Adderall guy, he like came up, brought me like 150 pills, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'll pay you next week. It was like a couple hundred, and I just never paid him, and I blew him off, and that was the one and only time I've ever done that, and that's when I knew I had a problem, and I'm like, I gotta stop. And then I almost OD'd as well, so it's like,
Yeah. No more.
yeah, yeah. So Adderall, man, this is no good. Makes me
It's
go
like
fucking, makes me
speed,
crazy.
bro.
Makes me fucking crazy, dude. Makes me crazy. But I'd play a lot of DayZ on Adderall and just fucking grind out DayZ.
I sm- and I catch some on PC. I'll smoke it. Unless you're running a sheep, bro, you got good luck.
Yeah, I've done a lot of crazy shit. Life is really boring now, I feel like, though, for the most part.
I don't know, dude. Change your line of work then, dude. Come do what I do if you think life's boring, bro.
I do think life's boring now. I mean, I had a bunch of court shit, so I like lost my job, and I went to jail. So I had lost everything, and then I've just been on like this 2 year stunt of not fucking doing shit. I worked for the hospital for a couple months, and then that was really it. So I don't know, it's just been boring.
Like a bunch of the savings or something. How you paying for your place?
I had a lot in savings, and right now I still do like Uber Eats and shit to like stay
Oh
afloat.
yeah, I feel it.
So
I do DoorDash.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm like, because I used to be the dude who like did everything. I was always doing some fuck shit, always doing something fun. Out with friends or whatever. But these last 2 years, it's just been kind of just chilling. Kind of lonely. Kind of just hanging out at the house more for the most part. I mean, I do go see friends and shit more so lately. I'm starting to do that more so. But I haven't went to the club for a minute, and I went with a bunch of my buddies maybe 2 weeks ago. That was fun. Like we go bowling every once in a while, or I'll go golfing with some friends and shit. But
Right.
I mean,
I feel it.
I
I
do
don't
see
go
some
out a whole lot.
chicas, but I just don't really like them. I don't know. There's one I liked, but she's just kind of a bitch, more so. That one I saw on Friday, she's like super hot. She's just like super petty, kind of. So I don't know. Like I thought we vibed good, and she's just kind of an asshole. But the other bitches, I'm just like, I just ghosted them. So I didn't even talk to them in a couple days.
I mean, I got
What am
kids
I
in
doing?
long term. Like
That's
I'm
good, yeah.
not hunting. It's been a while. I don't bother all the time and shit.
I don't know, like even going clubbing, bro. Like I got hit on twice, and I didn't even want to be there.
Yeah, I mean, I have, and I do. Not a big.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
go, like, but like usually I'm going, like, to get blow. I'm not just
yeah. I was just, well,
happening.
I don't know. I can't spend my money at strip clubs. I know a
I
lot of the
usually,
strippers up here
I
personally,
usually, I usually just pay a couple table dances, which are like $1 per song, which is every 3 minutes, until some lady
$1.
comes up to me. Yeah, it's yeah. When you're sitting at the meat rack, I grab a drink and then I go sit at
That's
the meat
crazy.
rack, and that's their minimums. I just pay the minimum until I get another stripper that comes up. She's like, oh no, no, no. You want a private dance or this or that or whatever, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go smoke. You want to join me? And they're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You know,
fuck yeah.
and I go out there, right? And I'm like, hey, you know, you get some, and they're like, oh, I see, you know, and they're like, yeah, and then they bring another girl out, or they have it, like it's, and then I'm like, I get blown, and I'm like, hey, you trying to do, you know, they're like, yeah, and then you get a bunch of people out there, you know, it's a party, it's easy, you know, but
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
100%.
I don't sit at the
Ah,
back, I don't pay for private dance. I sit there
yeah,
just
I
long
don't
enough
do that
to
shit.
get. I sit at the table just long enough to get somebody to come talk to me. You know, and they're always like, "Oh, follow my intro, dude." Yeah, and I'm like, "All right, I'll follow you." And this and that, but you know, got some coke too, bitch. Like, you know.
Well, last time I went to the strip club, I got fucking kicked out. I
I've never been.
I was just sitting at the table, drinking with some coworkers or whatever. And like I don't like
Yeah,
spending money at strip clubs because I just think it's fucking dumb. I don't mind getting like, drunk or whatever and like talking to the chicks and if we catch a vibe, we catch a vibe or whatever, you know? So
yeah,
I got pretty hammered and at that point, this one chick just kept asking me, she's like, you want to do a private dance? And I'm like, no, like I'm just chilling. I'm good. She just kept fucking asking and asking and asking and harassing me, bro. I just told her to like fucking get lost, you know? And then she called me a bitch and I said, nah, you're a fucking bitch. And then I got kicked out.
yeah, yeah. I just whenever they keep bugging me about it, I'm like, for free. I'll take one for free. You know, you're gonna
That's
bug
all
me
you gotta
about
do is
it.
bug at me, bro. Like,
You're gonna bug me about it.
piss
Make
me
that
off.
shit for. You're the
I
one that
just
wants
didn't,
it.
exactly. I just didn't care. That's what I think
Yeah.
she liked, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, bitch. I'm just trying to chill right now and drink and see some ass. But I've only went to the strip club up here now twice, and then I went to two in Denver. So I've only ever been to like four strip clubs. Once, well, twice at that one. So I've only been to the strip club like four times.
I've been quite a few times, but I've only been once with for another reason other than get coke. And that other time I went to the A crop and ate steak with dad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Maybe you
I've
should.
never
For
had
him.
that issue of like having to get blow there.
I do it because they get better blood. Like they get the best blood. So it's like, but usually
Makes
it's one
sense.
of them. Like they have it. Like it's like but your friends they get like just like that. Like we were getting coke right. Willie and a friend right, and he was getting him blow, and I was like we get better blow. And then Fatty, the guy we play with, right? Fatty Boo Boo, he had he was in the military. Well, he works for military contracts, and his wife was in the military, and she was deployed. And she's like, I'm gonna stay out here for another deployment, and divorced him and shit like that. Was cheating on him, and
Oh shit.
so we took him out to the strip club. I was like, I'll drive and everything. I was like, I went to the bar and got one drink, went and sat at the meat rack, went and got another drink, and then went and sat outside. And a lady came out there and she's like, oh no, no. Sat my lap. She's like, what can I get you? Like, what do you need? And I was like, I need coke. She's like, oh, she's like, I knew it. And she like sat across and pulled a fucking ball out. She's like, oh, I got a whole ball. It's 300. I was like, I only bought 240.
300.
Yeah, yeah. Gram's 80 out here. So I was like, I'd already pulled two out, so I gave her 220 or whatever it was. It was a deal. She was like, all right, I'll sell it to you at that, but you got to do something with it. We're sitting out there, and then some Indian guy comes out and sits down, and the stripper lady leaves, right? and she took my phone, right? So her phone was sitting there, and
Oh,
I like sat there, right? We talked to this Indian guy for a couple hours. Willie and Fatty come out. They're like, "Hey, we just got dances. I don't have any more money. Let's leave." And I'm like, "All right." And I was like, "Hey, is this your phone?" And like asked the Indian guy. He's like, "No." And I was like, checked my pockets and didn't have a phone, so I put it in my pocket, right? And I didn't remember that for like a couple of days, right? Because I'd been sat there and just had drink. Him and her. You know, it was like 1 o'clock when we left. You know, and they pulled out 500 a piece.
oh wow.
Yeah, yeah. I just pulled out 200. You know, I pulled out, I think it was
Whoa.
240. I pulled out 240. Right? It was like I'll just try to talk him down. $20 for a ball, right? Because they're like typically 280, 260. And it was like, I'll just talk her down, you know. And then, but I sat at the table for whatever and then bought a drink. So it was like 220 by then. So, but after that, you could just use your card at the bar. But you have to, you know, sit at the meat rack or anything like that. You have to cash. But in Oregon, the bitches get completely naked. And they serve cocktails. In Washington, they don't get naked and they don't serve booze. They're like
Yeah,
gentlemen's
they
clubs.
don't get they don't get completely naked here, and then they don't have like private. Well, they do have private dances, but that's it. You know, they don't have like private rooms and shit.
Yeah, they got private rooms stuff in Oregon. But that's what I'm saying. The best place other than Oregon to go is going to Vegas.
Yeah,
That's the only two places because
yeah.
you know even California they go so you know yeah in Oregon you can get to a brothel. Oh, my mic just cut out. I won't be able to hear it for a couple seconds in my headphones. Yeah. Yeah, but so you can get my headphones cut out. You can go to a brothel in Oregon. And same with Vegas. Go to brothels in Vegas.
That's pretty crazy. You can go to brothels.
Yeah. Yeah. That and in Oregon since like 2022 or whatever, they can't arrest you. You don't get arrested for any less than like an ounce or whatever, even of like meth or heroin, or you can have like steroids, like anabolic steroids
Yeah,
on you and not get like, they can't like put you in jail or nothing. They can just write you a, like subpoena you to court and write you a civil citation.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all they can do.
Fuck, dude.
Just like
Oregon's ridiculous.
squatting and shit, dude. It's nasty, bro. Like I was in Oregon for a couple of years. Like people just openly doing like heroin and shit at the park, like pot up an
That's
umbrella and just
crazy.
shooting up, just fucking out, dude. Just fucking, dude. It's crazy, and it's only gotten worse. And that was like, you know, I've been up here now for in 3 years now. Oh. 3 years in June. Uh, dude, Oregon's
Yeah,
wild. But
that's pretty
partying
wild. I
there,
kind of wish.
getting
Yeah, I kind of wish Colorado was a little bit more lax with their drug laws and shit. I mean,
yeah,
like, fuck, man, I've got hammered over like the littlest things.
yeah. In
They just make
Washington,
shit
they're
so
way more
crazy.
strict, dude. In Oregon, there was like no cops out, bro. Like no cops ever. Up here, some dude rolled coal on me, and I was on a street bike, and I got in the right-hand median, and then past the truck, and there was like two cars in front of the truck, and I was already doing 73 just topping the bike out. It was a little 200, and get in the lane, and right when I get in the lane, the truck behind me flips on cops lights, and
Oh,
so I get back in the median and just lock the brakes up, dude. And he flew past me by like 3 or 4 blocks, dude. And right when he passed me, you could just hear him put it in reverse, and the whole time, just... and then he gets in reverse. By the time he got back to me, I already had the helmet, the gloves, and everything off. And he's like, "Can you get up there on the median?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I put my helmet on, put my gloves in my pocket, and just right up through the dirt and shit. And I like parked the bike, and he's like, "You've been riding for a while?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I could tell by the way you got through that dirt." He's like, "I thought you were gonna run. I thought you were gonna do that immediately." And I was like, oh no, I wasn't trying to run. I was like, the dude rolled coal, and he's like, gets it. He like takes my license and goes to the truck, comes back out, and he's like, so wait, what happened with the dude in front of you when you were on the on ramp? And I was like, the dude uh, was doing like 10, 15 miles an hour until he hit that merge point, and then he floored it and just left a cloud of black smoke. And when I looked back behind me before I got engulfed, there was people to my left. So the only thing I could do was go to the end of the road. And so I sped up and got to the end of the road. And by the time I could see, I was already past you. You know. And so he wrote me a ticket for driving without an endorsement, and then left me there to leave on the side of the road. He's like, oh, you got somebody coming? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right. He's like, I got better things to do. He's like, here's your ticket, and left.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah, I was like, all right. And when I told the judge, or, you know, he honored the deferral, but I forgot to pay it, so now I'm paying for the ticket, so.
Shit. I've only got a no seatbelt ticket. That was like 180.
Now, my last ticket that I got, my last big ticket I got, besides no insurance and speeding tickets and shit, was I got a street racing ticket back in like 2015, something like that. And I was pulled over doing 145 miles an hour down the 405 in Bonnie Lake, which is a 50-mile-an-hour road. Yeah. They pulled me over for street racing. Yeah, I got a negligence second degree. He didn't clock me or nothing, but he definitely, when he pulled up with no lights to the dude behind me, and the dude was doing a buck 15 in his Del Sol. And then the dude, so I was like passing a truck yard, and when that cop flipped the lights on, the truck that was waiting for me to pass just pulled out right in front of all of us. So I locked the brakes up and turned into the lane. And yeah, he like came up to the window. He's like, "Why you're speeding?" I was like, "I was only doing 60." I was like, "I wasn't really speeding, but I gotta take a shit. So can we make this quick?" And he's like, "Your friend already admitted to fucking you guys fucking around." He's like, "You're fucked," and then walked back to his car. So while I was at work, I called the sheriff's department and tried to pull the records and everything. I was like calling for lawyers, but couldn't find anything less than like $2,000. So at court, I just paid the public attorney $500 to do my case, and then I pleaded out to negligence. The street racing's 5 years and $5,000. Washington, and then
wow.
they suspend your license for. Even if you can get an attorney to drop the years, right? You still gotta go do service. I had to do 60 hours, reprimanded for 60 hours. I did 100, and then they dropped my fine to $500 and 60 service. And yeah, I paid the $500 for reappear a piece, so it was $1,500 for that. And that was like the only other time I've been in court, I had an MIC 15, and yeah, I did a deferral for that.
I've been in court 4 times.
Yeah, like Willie, dude. Willie was in and out of jail during our, like, fucking, from the time he was like 12 or 13, started going in until he was like 15, 16. In and out. He was, and Tommy got banged up too. My other brother, he was got caught high at a football game, and then when they searched him, they found Vicodin in a jacket pocket. The Vicodin from Willie had borrowed his jacket like a couple weeks, and they were like, "There's like a hole in the pocket," and they were just beyond the hole. So when they searched it, they found him. And but yeah, Willie wasn't the best kid. Like, dude, he was in horticulture class, and I was like planting class in the greenhouse, and Mr. Gallen, the substitute teaching that day, and he wasn't in there at the moment. And Willie started just smoking on this pipe of weed, dude, in front of like 26 other people. And when Gowan came in, it was like, "What does it smell like? Weed?" Everyone just was like, "It's from Willie." and then that became his drug class and but he was in juvie for like the last 3 years off in Australia. So it was like, damn, you're fucked.
Hmm.
Like, dude.
Yeah, I
And
got in
then,
trouble twice when I was younger, and then twice when I was older.
yeah. Oh, what was the twice when you were younger?
Robbery.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, I stole this fucking dude's bike, and then I fucking went to the house and did a burnout in their gravel driveway or driveway, and I spit up so much gravel into their windows, their cars. Oh, it was a lot of damage. And then, since I like sped away, I got a reckless as well. And then they said since he was Jewish, they tried to charge him with a hate crime as well.
Damn.
Yeah, and the reason I did it is because tried to stab me on the bus, and I'm like, fuck this motherfucker. And don't get me wrong, it was like me and 5 other buddies when we fucked up his bike. It was a nice mountain bike, you know. And
Yeah.
then yeah, so I got in a lot of trouble for that.
Nice. Yeah, I'm out of another beer and I still have 90 miles to there, and I'm already tuned up on time, like ×2. No wonder it's $100,000. This better be like fucking heroin.
Hello?
Yeah, what up, dog?
My shit died. Sorry, my shit died.
God damn it.
But yeah, I got in trouble for that shit, and then I had like 2 MIPs, but I was still on probation for that stuff
MIPs
at the
for
time when I got
drinking or
probation.
for substance?
For selling wax,
Oh yeah. Oh.
and then I had
Butane wax, or
yeah,
like press.
butane wax. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And yeah, so I got in a lot of trouble for that. But I was at a party, and I was supposed to like be back home because my mom had work early. So I was
Yeah.
up at a party, and yeah, we were just sitting there smoking my bong, chilling. I had like a Corona or two. I think I had one left in my bag or whatever. And it was me, my buddy Vaughn, and Tyler was in the back seat. And we were literally, I'm like, all right, guys, I got to go home. So, we were all partying up there, and I was the first, car to leave, right? And
Yeah.
there was probably like 20, 30 cars up there. And I'm like the first truck to leave, right? And sitting there passing around my bong or whatever. I'm the one driving. So there's a roadblock of fucking cops right ahead. So I fucking swerved to try to get past them.
Oh,
and
nice.
they fucking tram my ass and like almost pinned me up against the fucking hill. And then they like GTA ripped me out of my fucking truck. Right?
Oh hell
And
yeah.
I had the bong like hidden by my legs. So the bong comes crashing out, crashed all over
Just fucking smashes the bong, dude, gets ripped out. It's between your legs. Just fucking hacky sack down on the truck, dude.
Yeah. So then I had to do like a road sobriety test, and I passed it because I'm just fine when I smoke weed. I can drive whatever
Yeah.
the fuck.
Especially after a couple beers. Smoke a bowl,
Yeah,
I'm good to go, dude.
I was golden. Right. And so they got all pissed off, and then they finally, searched my truck or whatever when they were doing the road sobriety test. And they found the wax and yada yada. And I was, still underage. I was like 16, 17. So, I had just got in trouble for that other shit too. So I was on probation with that, right? And so they called my mom and yada yada. And I'm like sitting in the back of the.
Alright, bro. Pause on that story. Hold on. I'm gonna go smoke. My girlfriend wants to go smoke, and I'm out of a beer.
All right, buddy.
Alright, I'll be.
Yeah, man, this is- Fuck.